The British people know that given strong leadership, the forces of good ultimately rally and triumph over evil. Here among you is the cradle of self-government, the mother of parliaments. Here is the enduring greatness of the British contribution to mankind, the great civilized ideas, individual liberty, representative government, and the rule of law under God, and the rule of law under God, and the rule of law under God.
I've been here 3.5 years. We got a house out in Hounslow, out near the airport. Then I moved to Notting Hill, and then I moved to Maida Vale. I just became a tourist of areas of London.
I came to London in the spur of the moment. I didn't actually know why I was going. It was just more a bit of a crack. In fact, when I was flying over Heathrow, flying over London, I thought, oh God, what are we getting into? The place was massive. I'd never seen nothing like it in my life.
There was always this intense loneliness in London. These Londoners, this city, this place frightens you, it's frightening. We have to come to places like this and get the Irishness knocked out of us.
The worst aspect of London, I would say, is that it's so anonymous. Nobody wants to know you at all. Nobody wants to hassle.
People won't speak to you unless you speak to them. People don't speak to you on the tube. If you're in a bus queue, people don't speak to you. And if you speak to them, they look at you as if you've got about 10 heads.
The opinion, the idea of people in Ireland is that you've just to walk into London and there's a job waiting for them.
I live with my brother and a friend. We live in a squat. If I got a chance to rent a council house, I would probably do it instead of squatting, but they're just very hard to get, so we have to squat. Unnerving, like coming home every night and not knowing whether that place is going to be there or not, or whether there's going to be a letter with an eviction, like where are you going to go next? We can't afford to pay rent, basically.
A lot of them are being sent back to Ireland, which I don't think is a very good idea. They couldn't get away with that with Bengali families or Afro-Caribbean families, so I don't think they should do it to Irish families.
British racism gets more hard-bitten according as the economy we get more fraught with difficulties. Also means that you're not as welcome, really.
Everybody over here, the English, whatever, they all say, oh, Ireland's such a pretty place and the people are so friendly, and, you know, that is actually the impression you get yourself after being away from it for so long. You've got a romantic idea about it.
I came from Ireland from the cradle, but I must go back there to the grave. I have to. It's imperative, it's important. It's all-consuming passion.
We believe that certain fundamental elements of our experience are valid for the rest of the world. The elements of democracy and economic freedom. Economic freedom. Freedom, both political and economic. Freedom. During the dark days of the Second World War, Winston Churchill exclaimed about Britain's adversaries, What kind of a people do they think we are? What kind of a people do they think we are?
Wait a moment.
We are the chosen few. I can't remember it, Judy.
All right, look at the camera and start again, sir.
We are the chosen few. All of you will be damned. There is no place in heaven for you. We can't have heaven crammed. I thought it was a muting quotation I read this morning. Now, try this.
He said, I do not believe that Soviet Russia desires war. What they desire is the fruits of war and the indefinite expansion of their power and doctrines.
Look at the camera and start again, sir.
We are the chosen few. There is no place in heaven for you.
After the successful conclusion of a series of talks, Winston Churchill was off on the return trip to England to put the Allied discussions into effect.
I may say that I got along fine with Marshal Stalin, and I believe that we are going to get along very well with him and the Russian people. Very well indeed. As long as these four nations, with great military power, stick together, there will be no possibility of an aggressor nation arising to start another world war.
So let us ask ourselves. So let us ask ourselves, what kind of people do we think we are? And let us answer, free people, worthy of freedom, and determined not only to remain so, but to help others gain their freedom as well. Let us now begin a major effort to secure the best, a crusade for freedom that will engage the faith and fortitude of the next generation, of the next generation, of the next generation. If the rest of this century is to witness the gradual growth of freedom and democratic ideals, we must take actions to assist the campaign for democracy. Let us go to our strength. Let us offer hope. Let us tell the world that a new age is not only possible, but probable. I would rather see my little girls die now, still believing in God, than have them grow up under communism and one day die no longer believing in God. Yes, let us pray for the salvation of all of those who live in that totalitarian darkness. Pray they will discover the joy of knowing God. But until they do, they are the focus of evil in the modern world. So I urge you to speak out against those who would place the United States in a position of military and moral inferiority.
I really appreciate your embrace, your government's embrace of the new missile defense architecture. It has the benefit of protecting Europe physically as well as the United States.
We in America now intend to take additional steps to determine how the United States can best contribute to the global campaign for democracy now gathering force.
The world. It looks calm and peaceful from a distance. By 2050, there will be 10 billion of us living here. And don't we all share the same hope for a secure and prosperous future? For us, for our children.